Here's our sportsNOLA.com trivia question. 7 of the 8 remaining franchises in the NFL playoffs have been to a Super Bowl. Houston, the only one that hasn't been there. Who is the most recent franchise to make its Super Bowl debut? We got a unanimous answer on the panel, which is the right answer. The New Orleans Saints in Super Bowl 44, which they won 31-17 over the New England Patriots. Ken Trahan, sportsNOLAtv, and it's time for our hot seat segment where we place Brian Alley Walsh on the hot seat with a hot topic of the day. It's basketball season. Did you notice? How about these RPIs of colleges in Louisiana that play basketball? Not very impressive, is it? Our hot seat topic, all about this. Why is college basketball so poor in the state of Louisiana? Why? Brian, the floor is yours.
As always, thank you, Dr. Trahan, for another provocative question. First off, let me just throw some kudos out here to Mark Schlesinger at UNO. They are 4-0 in the Southland Conference. They've got 2 major games coming up Thursday. They've got Sam Houston State at the Lakefront Arena, and a week later they have the Southland Conference favorite, or one of the favorites, Houston Baptist. So Mark, keep it going. Okay, that out of the way. Interesting question in this regard is that we are in a down cycle. There's no doubt about it. I'm going to let Dr. Trahan give you the most of the analytics and data, okay? I'm just going to speak off the cuff here as I generally do. There's a couple of reasons. I think as long as LSU does not create interest in basketball, that hurts the product in general, okay? It is tough enough to make kids want to play basketball as it is in this state. Dale Brown did a masterful job of creating interest. Until LSU gets back going again, that hurts for sure. I think from a high school recruiting standpoint, I think it hurts. It hurts dramatically when you have all these camps come in and recruit. And these are camps and recruiters from around the country. And you're going to say, but isn't that help? No, it doesn't. When your state doesn't produce enough quality D1 players right now, we're talking about those kind of players, then schools can come in here and hand pick the ones that they want, and that creates more competition from our state schools. All right, so let me just mention a couple of kids that are top picks out of the state this year. You've got Mitchell Robinson of Chalmette. He's going to Western Kentucky. You've got Josh Anderson of Baton Rouge Madison Prep. He's going to Western Kentucky. All right, there is no reason, if these kids are the creme de la creme of Louisiana or 2 of the creme de la creme, the state's got to do a better job of finding ways to keep them, either be it LSU or in-state. All right, now that's going to help your product. But I'll tell you what, the #1 college kid this year, in my opinion, is a kid from St. Aug, Bryce Washington at ULL. He's now 12 double-doubles. They've played 16 games. This kid is a legit deal. He's 6'6", 6'5", 222, 225. He'll be an NBA player one day. This state needs more kids like him, okay? He's going to help ULL at least have a shot to be considered NCAA worthy. But until LSU picks up its basketball program, I think it really hurts high school basketball in general.
Well, I see last year LSU had some great players. They got the #1 player, the #1 draft pick in the NBA. So, he did a good job last year. But, Louisiana really is a football state. I mean, there's not a whole lot of great basketball players I've seen, come through Louisiana lately, But, I think that LSU, they try to recruit the best athlete. Tulane try to recruit the best athlete. But most of these guys, if they're good enough to go to Kentucky, Duke, or in those schools, those basketball schools, that's where they want to go. But LSU can get all the football guys, but it's hard to get basketball guys because they want to play for a basketball school.
I agree with you in everything you said, Ricky. I think what the state schools have to do, particularly LSU and Tulane, plays for in the AAC conference, okay, they have to make it inviting. They have to give a local student athlete reason to want to go and help their program turn it around. Like Hot Rod Williams did at Tulane. Forget about all the shenanigans involved in that. But you've got to want to try to go to a program to make it better. And this is where the state schools have got to do a better job.
Well, it's an ongoing issue. This is nothing new It's been going on now for quite some time, the proliferation of also-rans in college basketball in Louisiana. All you have to do is look at some of the records associated with those RPIs. Even the University of New Orleans, where Mark Schlesinger has done a great job, as Brian mentioned this year, against Division I opponents, they're 6-6. Nicholls State 5-7. McNeese State 3-9. Southern 4-9. Southeastern 7-8. Tulane 3-12. ULM 4-10. Northwestern 2-8. Grambling 3-10. I mean, it's ugly. These schools aren't even competitive. Why? In some cases, facilities, aka Tulane. Hello, you got no chance playing in that facility moving forward. In some cases, it's clearly the coaches that you have. Are they good enough? Can you keep them? Well, the answer is they're either not good enough or you won't keep them. History has proven that over an extended period of time. The lack of quantity, and I stress quantity, of talent in Louisiana. Not enough prime players in Louisiana. Brian cited a few. That's not enough for the schools we're talking about. 12 Division I schools, you're talking about a handful of guys, not enough. And then when you do have top players, they leave the state. Brian cited a couple of examples. Guys in the NBA right now, certainly Greg Monroe, DJ Augustin would be good examples of that, but even Danny Granger prior to that. You could talk about Thaddeus Young, Kelly Oubre, and a few others. There aren't too many to name, quite frankly. Too many schools for a small state in basketball. No question that's an issue. The scheduling, but to me it all comes down to money, the budgets. The state school budgets reduced dramatically, the cuts that have been made, athletics feeling the pinch. You don't have the budget to compete, follow the money. It always has been that way. If you want to win, chances are you're going to at some point in time. And that creates a lack of fan interest in a state that is a football state. You've got to win, but it's a tail wagging the dog. What comes first, winning or fans? Fans or winning? You know the answer to that. When we return in just a moment, college football as Sports NOLA TV continues.